What do I and The Rock have in common? Well, we're both heavily accused of juicing on the internet. No, but seriously, besides being great actors, we both trained with Charles Glass, the godfather of bodybuilding. For those of you that don't know, Charles has been a world-renowned trainer ever since he retired from being a pro bodybuilder. He's trained some of the best bodybuilders and iconic physiques of all time, including Mr. Olympia winners, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, tax evasion specialist Wesley Snipes, and even one of the greatest basketball players of all time, just to name a few. I guess you could say, Charles is kind of a big deal. Around the time when I was living in downtown LA in 2018, I had a YouTube fitness channel that was growing pretty well. But my gains, not so much. Forget about being superhuman, I just wanted to progress and get past my plateau in the gym. I had to find the best bodybuilding expert there was out there. I was in a rut and I recognized that if I wanted to reach my full potential, I needed to find a mentor. I stumbled upon Charles Glass on Instagram and I knew he was the one. He was the one who could get me to the next level, so I shot him a DM, and nothing. So I shot him another DM, and another, and another, and finally, after 2 weeks of DMing Charles Glass more than a simp DMs his OnlyFans crush, he replied and got me in touch with his manager to schedule a time to train. But little did I know, I was in for a terrifying and painful experience my first day. And also, it would be painful if you didn't subscribe and tap the bell right now. Anyways, back to the story. Not gonna lie though, that first workout, I was extremely nervous. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. to drive from downtown LA to Gold's Gym Venice Beach to make our 6:30 a.m. workout. Gold's Gym Venice Beach is considered the mecca of bodybuilding, and as I sat there waiting on Charles Glass, Arnold Schwarzenegger walks right past me. I was in complete shock. The whole experience didn't even seem real. Arnold walked his bike back into some secret room, and all I could think of was, where am I? I honestly felt like I didn't belong there, like I wasn't worthy of being in front of the people at the top of the fitness industry, and it definitely didn't help that my physique back then was nothing special. Our first workout together was arms, but before I even began my first set, I look over and I see Mike O'Hearn incline bench pressing well over 400 pounds. And it looked like he had been there well over an hour already because he was drenched in sweat. I was either in some bodybuilder's fantasy dream or a playground for real-life superhumans. There was only one way to go about the day. I had to really focus on my inner mission of becoming superhuman and go as hard as I could. I knew where I was going and I knew I was on the right track to getting there. The biggest takeaway from my first workout with Charles was it wasn't all about working as hard as I could, it was working as smart as I could. We did an arm workout and I realized that my mind-muscle connection completely sucked. No wonder my biceps were terrible, I was pretty much just working my front delts. Charles is a master at making every move as hard as possible for the muscle you're targeting.
Now push it up, straight up like that. There you go, do it again. Up.
He'd give me these little cues like keep my head straight or stop and move here or squeeze here. And holy shit, I had never felt such excruciating pain in my arms. Anyone can do a bicep curl, but do you know how to make your bicep curl as effective as possible? That first day training with Charles was the most painful arm workout of my life because he made every move harder with little form tweaks. On day one, I already learned an extremely valuable bodybuilding lesson. If you want to make a muscle bigger, it's not all about lifting heavy weight with questionable form. It's about mastering your form to make it as challenging as possible on the muscle you're targeting. And then of course doing 10 to 12 controlled reps. In fact, you can 100% grow a muscle bigger without necessarily getting stronger. Perfect. That workout with Charles and literally all my workouts for the next 3 years, we pretty much did 10 to 12 rep range on most sets.
Decline all the way up.
Right. But you could probably build a great chest even without doing any type of barbell bench or decline bench, right? If you just knew how to do machines and cables or anything.
You can use machines still build fat.
Yeah.
We make this more accessible, more accessible.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Except the time on the leg press, he almost killed me. We did a hell of a lot more.
We usually do this one first. Now it's gonna be even harder. Watts.
One.
Up.
Two.
Up.
Dude, that was even better. I feel my glutes too. Oh yeah, shit, that's good.
Up. Up.
Two.
Up.
Good. Oh, you got 2 more to go. Come on.
So So if you are training purely to make a muscle bigger, remember to leave your ego at the door and ignore the amount of weight you're training with. Just focus on making it extremely difficult on the muscle while mastering your form. Over the next year, I trained with Charles twice a week and I documented everything on this YouTube channel. In fact, in the description below, you can find an entire playlist of all my workouts with him. There's actually 37 videos where we trained a variety of muscle groups, and so many of you have reached out to tell me the videos have helped you a ton.
Not so fast, not so fast. Take your time. Now don't throw your head and push. Keep curling. Leave your head where it's at now and curl.
I'm honestly proud to be able to grow my channel and have Charles be a part of over 12 million views. Charles pushed me down the stairs. I mean, I had scrapes, I had bruises, bloody noses. But once I healed, nah, but seriously, I really needed to be pushed more than I ever have because becoming superhuman was my main mission. And I knew the only way I would get there is if I was pushed past my comfort zone and pushed past the point that I even thought was possible. And then 2020 happened. I wasn't able to train with Charles for nearly 3 months. I didn't have workout equipment at home, and everything in my life was at a standstill. Staying stuck at home made me realize how much I valued going to the gym and having it in my daily routine. Not just trying to find weights to lift, but even the environment, being around like-minded individuals, and just the whole gym experience. I mean, I knew I could work out at home even without weights, but it just wasn't the same. I would be on my laptop most of the day, working on Alpha Lion, but then still trying to fill this void I had. Finally, when we started training again, we had to switch gyms. Getting back into the gym made me realize how important it was to surround yourself with high-level achievers. Even impressing Charles was no simple task. I mean, he's trained some of the best in the world, was named top 5 bodybuilding coaches of all time, and in his prime, achieved an unbelievable physique. As we kept training, I slowly started to make gains. Judging from my workouts with him year 1 all the way to year 3, I could definitely tell I improved and got a lot bigger. Even Charles mentioned I changed from when we first met.
I made tremendous gains, especially in the tricep area, because at first he was dominant bicep. Now it's the opposite. Yeah. You can see the difference right here. Yeah. Compared to that bicep. Biceps are nice, don't get me wrong, but this has made such a gain. These have always been big for him. You know,
yeah, it's just genetics.
Upper back, right on.
If you can impress Charles Glass, then you know you've done something right. Thinking outside the box was one of his key thoughts. I remember one day, we even did over 20 sets of legs. In fact, doing 20 sets for one muscle group was the norm for Charles. I attribute my growth to the unorthodox amount of sets combined with proper mind-muscle connection. I left the gym feeling like I annihilated whatever muscle group we trained. Charles didn't believe in training a bunch of muscle groups in one workout. He really focused on 1 to 2 muscle groups max per workout. My entire 3 years of training with him, the only workouts we did was arms, back, chest, legs, and shoulders. Keep in mind though, everything was about focus and continuing to challenge myself. There were sessions with Charles where I honestly didn't want to continue. I thought it was impossible to do certain workouts, and I felt that I had no gas left in the tank. An important lesson that I learned is that everyone should have someone like Charles in their life. Someone that pushes you outside your comfort zone consistently and doesn't let you make bullshit excuses. Someone that pushes you to achieve more and be more. If there was a time I wanted to quit, why would I give up and let him down? And most importantly, let myself down? When you hear mind-muscle connection, there's actually so much more to it. You genuinely have to have the right mindset to be able to push your muscles further than you thought they were capable of. If one can master this, you can eventually be the one pushing yourself past your own limits. And that's what it means to be superhuman. And also, having access to the Rock steroid dealer definitely adds a little bit of help. Ooh. Oh, sweet.